Alright. So, I've done 2 final things, which is... I did a few things here. We ended up going with the wolf idea, so we didn't have to draw a person, I guess. I'm really hoping we could at least have the leash break at the end. And I don't know what is going to be. We'll see what Dex can come up with, but I don't know what the actual obstacles are going to be. Like, I don't know why he asked me for a dialogue system if we're going for the 2 wolf things, because I started working on it, then we decided to go 2 wolves instead of a wolf and a person, but then, like, who's talking? Are they psychic wolves? I'm not against that. Psychic wolves are fine. Yeah. So, yeah, there's gonna be these frames at the beginning that show wolves fighting in the rain, and then a flood, and then, you know, I did some work here on doing a rigid body set of chains that would emulate the rope. And I thought that looks alright, but then you have to put a bunch of other rigid body stuff to be the ground and whatever, so that's a lot of work. It did eventually get it working with just rendering it straight up. You know, it's a bit ropier. Call that much ropier. Doesn't have to worry about falling through the ground or anything. It can just be however it be. Probably should fall below the water though. Who knows? Don't know if the... I think it shouldn't be reflected in the water, right? Or I don't know if we decided whether the rope was literal or physical. I guess physical, because Mochi drew the rope in this frame, in this picture. It's looking alright. Looking real alright. Just wish we went with the other story personally. I liked the... I feel like the main... Here, I wrote down the pros and cons before. Try and bring it up again, but I don't even know if we'll discuss it, because it might just be Dex making all the decisions from here out. Although I said I'd hang around to playtest, but... You know, the pros are, then we... You know, if we only use wolves, we already have the sprites. And then the other pro was no need for a dialogue system, but I ended up asking for that to do that anyway. And then also just like there is a conflict somewhat in the wolves finding their way back to their packs story. They're lost. That's the conflict. They need to, you know, find their pack, but there's no conflict between them, and the journey itself, you know, is not fraught with peril. We haven't made any enemies or anything like that, so it seems like I feel like it won't feel like much of a triumph to win the game in that case. However, in the other story with the you know, person dying, the conflict is you know, grief and loss versus moving on, right? Like, there is no conflict for most of the story. You're just walking along, hearing the human talk, and there's, but there's at least that to entertain you while you're on the walk. But then at the end, you have a choice in the way the story plays out, based on whether you stay with your dead human companion or move on. You know, I think if the player knows they're making that choice, that they might actually literally be conflicted. And I like doing that. I like doing stuff where the player is challenged, right? Everybody can get behind a story that's like, let's save the princess. But, yeah. But, you know, and also... Yeah, not much to do during the walk if there's no narrative, human to deliver the narrative. I think there's a lot more coded into the relationship, like, not like program encoded wise, but like people immediately understand the relationship between a pet and their owner right away. They know what the dynamic is. There doesn't need to be backstory. We could have spent time doing other things. I think the story, what I'm hoping for is at the end, we can at least have a scene where like these two wolves come across where are they? You know, there's a big pack of white wolves and a big pack of red wolves, right? And then the conflict of the player is, do you keep them together or not? In that case, I would want you to be playing both of the wolves, but it's whatever. It looks really, really good, though. I do think there should be bigger tree, like there should be a tree that obstructs your whole view, like right, like you pass behind it entirely. Gabs did this menu. Looks nice. She actually put in stuff for volume and whether you want music in, which is really nice. So yeah, that's where we're at currently. I do really like this art though. I love the sort of painterly look, the little bit of watercoloriness to the wolves and stuff. Cloud generator's probably not in yet, but if I go back to here, let's get rid of this dialogue stuff. You know, I made a cloud system. It doesn't look nice yet. It just looks like a bunch of dumb rectangles because you know, I couldn't get the transparency stuff in there. Will definitely be atmospheric. I also I wanted a sadder story or a sadder ending because I loved that more somber music that Margie made. I really, really liked that a lot. And I feel like it doesn't fit if we go with a fully happy game. Not that I did like her happy theme too, but I really, really liked the sad theme, and I like the idea of using both of them. I had originally said there should be some like extra points for leitmotif, like using musical. What's the word for that? A musical. It's a word that you usually use in another context, like musical voice or musical signature or musical idea. It's not those words though, but basically it's a repeating set of notes that you might hear throughout different tracks, and like, you know, movies and plays and stuff use them a lot, musicals. I'm so lazy though, I just want to play Hunt Showdown. But I think, because I don't think anything else, I don't even know if Dex will have time to put this stuff I already did do in. But you know. Whatever happens, happens. It's okay if he doesn't end up using my stuff. I wonder if everyone will think the wolves are my idea because my name is Coyote Frame. Well, here's a fun thing we can leave it on.